we've seen some things happen in the last few days before the 9th. What are your initial thoughts on what the President of the United States has now announced around tariffs?
Yes, I know you're right. It's been very volatile. And we've heard differing comments. We've heard 10% for those in or aligned to the BRICS policies. We've obviously heard South Africa's 30% announcement last night, which has said it's going to come in on the 1st of August. And of course, as well, over the weekend, we heard tariff extensions for the negotiating period. But of course, they were quite specific. They said, you know, those are for countries negotiating in good faith. And for South Africa, we did actually submit our trade framework, and we did obviously feel we were in the process of negotiating with the United States, but it's not just South Africa. You know, countries around the world have been slapped with these tariffs, and of course some more than South Africa at 40%, some less at 25%. We still, of course, have some areas that are tariff-free, critical minerals and metal exports to the US. Others, of course, you know, like steel and aluminium having the 25% tariff. So it's quite a varied and volatile situation.
Yeah. What does this mean for AGOA?
So I think, you know, really it says that AGOA is at an end. If we have a look at the tariff structure that, you know, has been communicated really to South Africa, even if informally at times, you know, as we saw from the post last night, but really overall it says 30% tariff on everything we export except for steel and aluminium, which is around 25%. This can change. You know, this commentary is very fluid that we see coming from the US. And of course as well, we also then see that we do obviously have a real impact, for example, on bulk commodity exports, whether it's agriculture and of course as well motor vehicles being impacted. I think also another important point is that because the tariffs are varied across countries, some, you know, having 40%, some 25%, different tariff rates, it also creates a bit of an unfair playing field for countries exporting into the US. But as we said, you know, I think it really has signaled the end to the free trade agreement for South Africa into the US. But that said, you know, the US also published a new template for sub-Saharan Africa to populate. Now, if we haven't had a chance to populate that template, does it mean that this tariff suggestions that we got last night are actually going to be completely held in place?